But I still think it's a taboo for today's culture for novelists to try and dramatise the sexual longings and experiences of older women. So, because I feel it's a taboo, and I'm living in a culture where you're told you're very ugly once you're past 40 and you're not desirable and so on and so on and so on. The minute I see a taboo, of course, I want to rush at it and embrace it and dance the tango with it and have a good time with it. And I just want to, before I do a little reading, I just want to mention a really strong current taboo I feel I meet when I'm teaching and of course reading is the taboo about emotion. It seems quite difficult for lots of people at the moment to write about sex in a way that somehow lets emotion be part of the writing. And there seems to be a kind of fear about emotion. And I wonder whether that's just partly because of the way that romance, obviously has a very bad name. It's pathetic, it's rubbish, it's what silly women read, and it's where you encounter emotion. Therefore, of course, it interests me precisely because it's a slagged off genre. So emotion gets then separated from writing about sex. So there's something kind of sloppy and feminine and uncool about putting emotion into a sex scene. Recently I read Paul Bailey's latest novel, The Prince's Boy, and it's about two gay men in Paris in the early 20th century. And the sex scenes are absolutely extraordinary because they're very tender and very loving. They're sort of explicit, but when I say they're sort of explicit, they're not clinical, they're not objectifying. They're about masculine subjectivity in the act of love, and full of this tenderness and wit. So it obviously can be done. So because I'm so interested in why there is this taboo about emotion, I thought, well, the next thing to do is to write from a male point of view to explore that. So my current novel that I'm writing is about the sex trade in the 19th century, and it's written completely from a male point of view. Because I thought there's an awful lot of hand-wringing that goes on, it's very well meant, about the sex trade in various places. Great, but I thought I don't want to do that. I want to write about desire. So, and it's fun to do a reverse Mallarmé. I do feel like to put drag on when I write as a man, which is lovely.